Okay. Hello everyone. Hold on just 1 second. I'm still trying to fix everything. Hopefully, I'm not sure why that is not doing that. Oh, okay. I think. Is it everything here? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here as far as the live chat, but anyway, I guess that's fine. I'll stick with that then. Anywho, hello everyone. Once again, Nintendo Nuts back here for another live stream. Hope you all are having a good day so far. It's kind of interesting because it seems like I do the uncoincidentally actually do these streams, I guess at the right dates. For example, this past Tuesday I did the psychology, my abnormal psychology stream on what was it, on the National Worldwide Suicide Prevention Day, and then today, unknowingly, it's National Video Game Day or something like that. And like, what a weird coincidence that things are it's going the way it should. I'm doing these streams out of nowhere. Um, but yeah, anyway, so I guess yeah, happy National Video Game Day. That's something to look forward to. Celebrate the love of games as always. So real quick before I do start, I did have a couple of updates. Um, I guess that I kind of noticed. Like for once, the last live stream I actually did kind of cut it off. Not at the right time I wanted it to be. Which I was a little bit surprised as to why, but then I kind of forgotten that Streamlabs kind of delays the stream a little bit, or YouTube, or something like that in between, where it delays by a couple of seconds, so it did kind of cut off at a point where I was still talking, which I wasn't done yet. But hopefully this time I will do it correctly towards the end. Again, I still have a couple of things to learn, and I guess I can understand why this other streamers use like the title cards like at the beginning, at the end, and when they take a break, so that way it doesn't like cut off on what they're actually saying. Um, but anyway, so yeah, so today I kind of wanted to do since I did do like an abnormal psychology type of stream already. I kind of wanted to focus on something gaming related to kind of keep everything and to keep everything balanced. Since obviously I'm doing like a both nursing and gaming type of channel. So today I'll be doing gaming, and I guess what a better way to kind of than to show a little bit of my collection of the games I have. Um, so surprisingly, I wanted to do both Nintendo and PlayStation. However, as I was taking out the stuff for the Switch, well, I mean for the Nintendo stuff, I realized that I just have too much of Nintendo to kind of do both. Um, so I realized that yeah, it won't work if I do both Nintendo and PlayStation. So do expect, I guess, a separate live stream in terms of the PlayStation collection. But yeah, so definitely do expect. Today's only gonna be Nintendo related things, so I'm pretty sure like more than half of you all are already uh, Nintendo fans, so that shouldn't even be a problem either way. I mean, even though my PlayStation collection is kind of small, um, still it'll probably take like a good 20-30 minutes itself. So I guess it's good that kind of I am separating this stream either way, regardless. So anyway. So yeah, so I'm gonna be doing that today, and actually I was supposed to show y'all something else like a surprise at the end, but since I'm not receiving it until think after the stream, um, I guess I'll just announce it right now. I will be getting uh, a capture card for me to hopefully start recording streams or actual gameplay stuff. regarding that type of things. Um, but hopefully, and I'm not even too sure if this will actually work uh, for my computers since it is actually a little bit underpowered. Yet, if I'm able to run Streamlabs, I'm more than halfway sure I won't have a problem. Even if it is a little bit of a lower quality, I don't think it will be that much of an issue. However, I mean, we'll see. So since I'm getting that capture card today, uh, don't expect any. I probably won't be doing any live streams next week. For that reason, for one, and then also since I'm having my first exams in school next week, it's gonna be a pretty busy week. And then also, I just barely realized also this morning is that I the Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening and the Untitled Goose Game is also being released next Friday. So yeah, it's gonna be a pretty busy week in terms of me for both gaming, school, and basically all in between. So yeah, that's definitely something that's gonna happen. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be an exciting week regardless, either way. So hopefully, hopefully by not next week, but the following week, um, things will be a lot better. And I still look forward to the abnormal psychology one, definitely. I'm thinking Tuesday of not this week, but the following week. I don't have a set schedule, obviously, as I do these streams like out of nowhere, almost you can say. Um, like for example, I was supposed to do this stream. Excuse me. The I was supposed to do this stream later today. However, since I do have like unexpected plans, yeah, I won't be able to do that today. But hopefully I can actually do to try and make a schedule for that. But anyway, regardless, enough of those introduction and announcements. Time to get into the what y'all came for, the collection. So anyway, first off, I know this isn't actually Nintendo related, but I guess it is kind of a good introduction to start off with in terms of my collection. Um, Before recently, actually, my first recent console, because I did take a break from gaming during my I did take a break from gaming several years ago. Actually wasn't introduced back into gaming like not until like 2 years ago, I would say. However, one thing that was introduced to me again was the PlayStation console. So again, and obviously by then, I think it was like 2 years ago when I got the PlayStation console. The PlayStation was already released. Um, but I wasn't intro I didn't get the Nintendo. I didn't get any Nintendo console until last year. Um, which, which actually, now that I kind of think of it, if it wasn't for a certain PlayStation game that I was looking forward to, I would have gotten a Nintendo Switch. However, because of a certain game that was coming out on PlayStation, which I will reveal in the PlayStation live stream, um, I would have gotten the Switch instead. But again, the PlayStation was something I wanted. I wanted out of nowhere because of a certain game that was coming out. Um, but I do. But eventually, after I got the PlayStation, I was kind of interested in Nintendo consoles again. I don't know what the reason was. I guess it was because of the games that was actually being released. Um, but again, I don't know I can't exactly remember what the reason was, but it was something that I was interested in. So obviously, the first Nintendo console I got back in last year was, of course, the Switch. So obviously, and actually, just to kind of show y'all, it's not just the case or anything. Um, I mean, I think I've shown this off my Switch and the social media posts already, but just to kind of show y'all officially the thing, my Switch right here, obviously. So I kind of got this um, last year on my birthday. Yeah, it was on my birthday last year. And I was so excited to kind of get this. Well, actually, I guess ironically, it wasn't a gift. I purchased it on my own, but I thought, you know what? What a better way to, I guess, celebrate it than to kind of, I guess get a new gaming console. And also, I apologize if I'm not seeing the camera real quick that well. I'm trying to look at the chat and see if anything pops up or anything like that, so I do apologize for that. But anyway, yeah. So again, my first recent Nintendo console was the Switch. Um, and when I got it, I was so happy that honestly, it was good to be back in Nintendo again. I had no idea what to expect. Since my last Nintendo console was um, I'm gonna say the DSi, because I did have the Wii as well. However, um, I believe that as far as like the latest Nintendo console I got was a DSi, because I did skip out on the Wii U and the 3DS at the time. So, yeah, I would say the newest Nintendo console I got was the DSi. And it was just the original one. It was the blue DSi. But unfortunately, I did kind of sell that one. Since that was the period of time I took a break from gaming. Um, but yeah, so the Nintendo Switch my is my recent Nintendo console, or the more of the recent ones. I do keep it in this case. It was originally supposed to be in a bigger case, but in reality, I since I didn't really like that type of because it came like with that bag, huge uh, duffel bag, whatever it was, something kind of related to that. And it came with this case, but I figured, you know what? I don't really use the duffel bag, so I might as well just, I kind of gave it away. So and I just kept this because this is basically what I primarily use to store my Switch in. Even if it's just for like and I think I kind of mentioned this in one of my I think my very first streams. Um, I kind of even when I play in dark mode, when I'm done with it, I store it back here because that's how protective I am with my Switch. So that is something that I'm definitely, I guess you could say overprotective of, and that's storing my thing. So this is where I basically keep my Switch in. So yeah, the Nintendo Switch was my first recent console. Now I'm not sure. Well, I guess I can go over the accessories first before I start the games. Another important accessory that I have, which actually I kind of got it, I think the same time I got the Switch as well. Um, which was the bag, the official Nintendo Switch bag. Now, actually, now that I'm recalling correctly, yes, I did get this at the same time I got the Switch. Because, again, with that travel pouch accessory, since I didn't use a duffel bag and I really don't even use like normal ones, I figured, you know what? Why get the duffel bag when I can just get the actual backpack itself? Since I do kind of like backpacks personally, so I did get this one at the wall, and surprisingly, you can't really get this original one anymore that easily unless you get it from scalpers, which if you look at the prices, it's ridiculous. Um, I mean, yeah, it's just ridiculous to why they cost so much just for, I mean, I'm serious, like a bag. It's not like it's an actual, I mean, maybe it's a collectible now, I don't know, but I mean, it's kind of weird that they sell it overpriced. But regardless, yeah, so I did get this bag, and I mainly use this bag only when I travel. Um, but as far as like my everyday, I really don't use this unless I do kind of store like hidden like accessories in here, which actually I do have some, which I guess I'll show y'all. Um, and it's not a lot. It's just like some extra controllers. Like for an example, I actually do have an extra set of Joy-Cons, which is the neon. And actually, these are actually different ones. I think it's not showing the way it's supposed to be. But these are the ones that you can supposedly only get from China, Japan, if I'm not mistaken, which is the right neon pink and then the left neon green Joy-Cons. And the reason why I actually got these two was because my original Joy-Cons, which is the red and blue ones, um, they actually kind of was having that drifting issue. which hopefully, by the way, if y'all us having drifting issues, do contact Nintendo and still send them in. I don't know if they still do it right now, but I did do that recently, like about 3, 4 weeks ago, and they did replace them. So if they do have that, please do definitely give them a call so that way they can repair them. But yeah, so I did kind of get these as a not a replacement, but a second pair, and so that way I could have something to play with at least. While the other ones were getting fixed. But yeah, these are just a second pair of Joy-Cons. Plus, it's also good way to kind of mix up colors. Since these are kind of like Splatoon theme related. Which yes, I am a Splatoon fan for those who are wondering. Yes, which I'll show you all that pretty soon enough. But yeah, so those are some extra Joy-Cons. Another accessory that I have, which I actually didn't get probably recently, maybe like no, no, correct, like 3, 4 months ago at most. That is a Pro controller, and not only it's not a regular one, but it is the Smash Brothers controller. And honestly, honestly at first I was not a big fan of these, and the reason why is because I felt like it was too big for me, and I just wasn't feel like it kind of took away like the Nintendo themed of controls where they're kind of like different than like PlayStation or I guess even Xbox, even though I don't own an Xbox, but it kind of took away the theme of a unique Nintendo-like controller. However, I thought that you know what, it seemed pretty interesting to try, especially because like I do play kind of frequently like Smash Brothers and like some other like button mashing games every now and then. So I figured, you know what, let me give it a try. So when I got this, at first I wasn't impressed by this, um, because the buttons were kind of huge and like just for me to like, because my hands, I will admit my hands are kind of small, I guess in a way. Well, I'm not even sure comparing to others, but I think my hand's a little bit smaller than everyone's. So when me holding onto this, it was kind of hard me like reaching like the several buttons and kind of like playing properly. Um, However, I did kind of get used to it after a while, and I do use it now more frequently, and actually do enjoy it. Again, however, I don't actually use this as my primary game controller for the Switch. I kind of just use this as a, like for games that require like button mashing or like fast, intense games, like for example, Super Smash Brothers or Astral Chain or the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games. Those type of game related themes. Um, because yeah, I really don't see a point in using this as a primary one. Since I do kind of enjoy the Joy-Cons a lot better personally. But it's good to have this again for like those type of games, and it really it does a pretty good job with it. But yeah, actually do kind of I do like it now after getting some time used to it. But it definitely is a good controller. I'll admit now that you know um I've gotten used to it. Um, and then another accessory that I have, and yes, I do have, I guess you could say quite not a lot, but I do have quite a bit, is actually this Nintendo Switch stand. So obviously when you, oh, this right, oh yeah, this, oh dear, okay, yep, yeah, I was right. So anyway, so yeah, I have this Nintendo Switch stand, and I think, oh shoots, yeah, I think hopefully I did not break that. I think I opened it the wrong way. 1 second, I wasn't expecting that to happen. Uh, hopefully that wasn't right. Wow, I was not expecting for it to open it like this. I thought I didn't. It's because sometimes it's kind of hard to even see like where it's supposed to open. So I think hopefully I can actually fix this. Um, yeah, I don't think I'll be able. Okay, not right now. Um, honestly, okay, yeah. Right now it came off like this. Um, anyway, I have the stand. But yeah, I guess I must have opened it the wrong way and it popped off. Either way, I mean, I can obviously replace. replace these. Uh, luckily they're not too expensive. But anyway, I'll set this aside since it just popped off. Didn't mean to do that. But anyway, yeah, that's the stand. Usually I do use that for basically for mobile gaming. Well, actually, that's kind of what it's made for either way. However, kind of like I use it like when traveling. And one second, I apologize. Okay, nothing new. Okay, no. Yeah, I do kind of use that for like mobile gaming. Um, and honestly, it definitely is like an interesting device. Um, I kind of only use it like basically that's why it's usually in the backpack because that I only use like when traveling. Even like when I'm in the house, I don't even use it honestly. But again, for like mobile tabletop gaming when traveling, it definitely is a good accessory to use. So yeah, so I do definitely use it frequently when I travel like in hotels or things like that. So I think that is about it in terms of this big pouch. Let me check. It's because I don't even check this bag frequently. Um, I do have, actually I do have one other, well, several other ones, but it's kind of like the same concept, so I'm not going to show each one. One thing is I do have all these cases, the game cases. And actually, I know actually also I don't even think they sell these anymore, but I actually do kind of like them, only because they do actually like hold the games pretty, or game cartridges pretty well. And honestly, I kind of like the looks of it, the aesthetics. Like for example, obviously these are all like Mario related theme, like the Mario logo, the question block, and the pow block. These actually I do like them. They really are nice, and they actually are pretty good in terms of keeping the game cases, also for travel use, basically. Um, so that's what that's another thing that I actually do like. Um, but yeah, that is something that you know um, I do use when traveling as well frequently. So I think that is about it for this game bag. Again, highly recommend if you can find it at a decent price and not like overpriced like the scalpers do. Definitely is my go-to travel bag. Even in general, honestly, not just for my Switch, but even in general. So yeah, definitely do recommend this if you can find it. Is one of the good type of game consoles. So yeah, so also I guess another thing before I start with the games, I'm pretty sure y'all can see the Labo back there. And actually it's always been there. The only thing is like for streams I kind of hit that away. Um, but actually now since it's a gaming collection, yeah, I do have the Labo kits. I do have all four of them, and actually I did get them during the time that Target had that sale was like 15, $20 each. The Labo kits, the first three sets. Um, but that's one thing that I saw that was interesting. So I figured, that's kind of a good steal. So when I got them, well, when I got them, it was kind of like around the time the VR headset was coming out. So I figured, okay, you know what? First, let me do the VR kit, which actually that one I did pay regular price, which because it was brand new. Which honestly, I still don't regret either way. But yeah, that was regular price. So when I bought the VR kit, uh, I was actually kind of surprised how it worked. Like how Labo worked in general. Um, it was kind of interesting. I did enjoy the building aspect. Although I will kind of agree that I guess like the actual experience is kind of like a short term type of thing. Um, because I mean, yeah, the main focus is the building, and honestly, I will have to agree with that. Because yeah, I did have more fun building. I'm not saying the experience wasn't fun at all. It's just yeah, it's like for more short term type of stuff. But again, I mean, it's still pretty fun if you can actually get them. Even if you can get the Labo kits at a good deal, um, I do highly recommend that. Um, and just to have a good, let's go on a rainy day, which coincidentally it's actually gonna rain right now where I'm at. So But again, I just haven't built the West only because I haven't had the time, first of all. And second, I don't even know where to store them because I actually bought that storage set for them. But after realizing the blaster and like the wind pedal was bigger than expected, I realized that yeah, they would not fit in there. So I kind of also stopped building them because of that. So I do have the all the VR kit is built, just not the other one. So hopefully one day I will get back to them. But overall, I do recommend it. It's a good experience if you're interested in that kind of stuff. So yeah, I definitely do recommend, even just as a fun little experience, just to have with you, friends or family, or anything like that. But okay, so with that out of the way, time to get into the actual important stuff, and that is the games. So yeah, so obviously, and I know this may sound a bit weird. Um, I actually do have my games, well, at least what the Nintendo games organized in terms of like how they were released. However, again, uh this is not the way how I bought my games in order. Um, I'll actually explain a little bit as I go in general. But the first one, obviously, which was the launch title for the Switch, is Breath of the Wild. Yeah, the Breath of the Wild. So I actually got the box edition, as you can see, which originally, I actually, and I guess surprisingly enough, I got this uh, just like maybe 3 months ago, which I know it should have been like my first one that I bought when I bought the Switch last year. But obviously, I had more personal favorites I wanted to try out, which I'll explain those right now in a bit. But I hear so many good things. I heard so many good things about this game that I figured I'll try it out myself. And I've only played like maybe 10 hours of it, honestly. But I will say it is a good game regardless, because even though it's like an open world type of game, it really is pretty fun. I'll admit, it's definitely an open world. You can do so many things on your own, and it's definitely a good ex like adventure explorer type of game. So, definitely Breath of the Wild is definitely one I can see why many people do like it. So yeah, definitely I do recommend this one. Again, even though I got it late, it's better late than never, as they say. So yeah, definitely do recommend this one. It's definitely a must-have Switch title. So another game that I do have, or another game that was released next to it was, and this one is actually one of the first ones that I got, because the day I bought the Switch, I bought two games with it, and this one is actually one of them, which is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And honestly, the reason why I kind of got this one first was because my last Mario Kart game was actually Mario Kart DS, the very original, yeah, the DS. So yeah, it's been like about a decade since I had played. When I got this, it had been about a decade since I played a actual Mario Kart game. And honestly, when I got this, I was amazed. I mean, the gameplay is so good. The racing, the tracks are really well, especially like with the what is it the is it the double not I believe it's called double dash. I could be wrong if that's what the official term is called, but it's where you're allowed to hold two power-ups at once. It's a pretty cool feature. Um, and yeah, I mean, yeah, this is definitely a good game. I really do enjoy playing this even casually online. Um, because it really is a fun way. It really is a fun game that I personally enjoy. Um, and honestly. I do enjoy this very much. Um, so yeah, it's another recommendation I do. Well, actually, I'm not gonna lie. Basically, every game I talk about here, it's gonna be a recommendation. I don't have actually a bad game, I would say, as far as like my Switch collection. Um, but yeah, but I mean, yeah, definitely Mario Kart 8. I do recommend it. Another game that actually, I guess released next. Um, however, this game I kind of got barely also maybe 4 months back most was Overcooked. Now, I mean, yeah, first off, I know Overcooked is not obviously a Nintendo relate, like an actual Nintendo, um, what is it, Nintendo licensed game. However, um, th there's some games that I feel like that are kind of like a good for for the Switch, which obviously this one was me personally. I know you can buy it also digitally, but for me, I do love physical over digital personally. So that's why I kind of got this. And surprisingly, when I was looking for it, it was actually kind of hard to even find it in my area. Um, in fact, I had to actually go to like I had to call several different GameStops around my area, in which also, I guess another quick thing, I don't shop in GameStop that much, unless it's absolutely necessarily, like in terms of like a pre-order or like special like bonuses that they include. But either way, that's a little bit sidetracked right there. But yeah, GameStop was the only one that actually had this as a physical copy. And I think even still now, well, actually no, even still now, it's actually kind of hard to get this as a physical copy. I'm not sure if they do sell it at GameStop. Maybe they do, but only in used. Which actually that was my situation at GameStop where they only sold it as used copies. Well, in fact, there was one that sold it brand new, but it wasn't like the cases that they have at the shelf, which I was like, no, that's not brand new. Why sell it then brand new if it's like that? It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, so luckily I was able to find one that had it sealed brand new, and thankfully, I was able to get this, and I do like it. It's a pretty good, it kind of reminds me a lot of I'm not sure if y'all know the game called what was it called? I think Dinner Dash. It was a PC game, and it kind of like you had to serve people in different like restaurants, but that game this game kind of reminded me of that. Um, and I mean, yeah, I played it casually, but again, like many of the games here, I never really actually completed the adventure modes. But do know that I have at least played a good couple of hours into it, so I kind of do know how the gameplay is. So definitely another recommend. I do recommend this one as well. If you're like into like kind of like fast-paced, casual, cooking games, this is definitely a good pickup. Especially since it's not like that much of an expensive one. So yeah, definitely a good pick me up right there. Now another one is now I know this next one it's actually not a popular one. However, I know people have mixed opinions on it, and personally, I will agree with everyone to a certain point, and that is Arms. Now again, it's not a bad game. I will admit that. Actually, I do enjoy it. And in fact, a little backstory of this as well. I did get it. I believe it was around the winter time of last year. Um, However, actually, I kind of got this. I don't want to say free, but I did kind of. I guess in a way, I did because I do play. I don't. Another thing I like doing is play like arcade games. Like I don't know if you all ever been to like. I'm not even sure if they offer this where you all are at, but like um, I guess like a Dave and Buster's type of thing, or what's another popular one that's around the nation? Um, I'm not too sure. The only like big franchise I can think of is Dave and Buster's. Um, and since I played so much there, and it wasn't a Dave and Buster's, but it was kind of like a similar thing of Dave and Buster's. However, there they kind of like in tickets, like you don't have to use your tickets in the prize redemption area. They have like an online form. If you have so many tickets and you don't like anything that they have there, you can like shop online and pick out whatever you want, and use those tickets for basically to get whatever prize you desire. Um, and actually, uh, and actually, if you fill out the form, more than likely they'll send you the prize, which actually I used the game on. Excuse me. But yeah, Yeah, I use my tickets towards this. So in a way, I guess you can say I got it for free. Um, which I mean, talking about the game, it's not bad. Like I said, I know some people agree that it's not bad either. It's just it doesn't have too much like th enough what is it, like built to kind of keep you playing it over and over again. Which I kind of do agree. I guess I do kind of agree with that. It's good to play maybe like an hour to 2 hours at most. For like a set, like maybe once in a while. But I mean, yeah, it's not good. I mean, it's not really much fun to kind of play like an everyday kind of thing because it does kind of get like I guess repetitive. So I kind of do understand why some people say that yeah, it's fun, but it's not like one game that that that's good to play like on an everyday basis. But overall, I personally do recommend it if you enjoy boxing or if you enjoy just like a casual, type of play, I do recommend it. Although one thing I do completely disagree is that it's still full price. Well, actually now if you actually think about it, it's like maybe $50 the most in terms of discount, which still I think that is a little bit too high. Maybe 40 or even 30 at the most. This game should be at, but $60, yeah, it's a little bit too much over it. But still, I mean, if you can find this, I guess even used, if you really want to try it out, do because it is a good time waster either way, regardless. Um, so yeah, I actually do have like the game. I do have the games like in a certain stack, so I can remember when putting them away how the order they were supposed to be. So yeah, so going out to my second stack of games, uh, and it's actually another popular one. It is Splatoon 2. Now, this one again, I did not get this until, if I am not mistaken, I believe I got this last E3, 2018 E3, when they released the Octo expansion, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I got the Splatoon game when they released the Octo expansion. Um, and which actually I have not even finished that either, not even the main story mode for this game. Which again, I know it kind of sounds bad for me to kind of like say I haven't finished mostly none of these games. However, again, please do understand that having so many games, um, yeah, and being a full-time college student, it doesn't give me a lot of free time to um, do this, to play a lot of games, to complete them 100%. However, it does give me the time to at least play it and experience it and kind of just tell myself, basically, let myself know if I like it or not. And, you know, but anyway, yeah, so I did get this one around the time the Octo expansion was released. And of course, they had the box set for this one as well. And honestly, I do enjoy it. It's a pretty good Splatoon game. I never played the first one, obviously, because I never had the Wii U. However, it's a really good game. I do enjoy it. It's a good multiplayer one. I can understand why the focus is on multiplayer, but it's so competitive, I'll admit. It's like you can get addicted to this for hours. I've played it in several streams and other people's streams already, and actually, it is pretty fun playing with them. And honestly, even though I'm still kind of like in the lower level end of the game, it definitely is a good one to play. And honestly, with them adding so many different like stages and features and all that stuff, um, it's pretty amazing. So you know what? I do recommend this game. Again, I mean, again, I really shouldn't say recommend because again, all the games I talk about will probably be recommended unless I state otherwise. But yeah, definitely do check this out if you haven't played it yet, which you really should. Definitely is a good pick me up here. But yeah, that's Splatoon 2. Um, so another one, let me look back here. Okay. Another one that I do have in this one, um, I kind of got it. I actually don't recall when I got it. I know it was last year as well. Again, I just don't remember the time period. I'll say maybe like the second half of the of the year, and that is Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Um, now I know, yeah, I know people have what surprise. A lot of people are shocked with this game, which I don't blame you. It's actually a good game, honestly. But yeah, this game is actually pretty good. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. However, I mean, once you get like into the story, like the first one or two chapters or levels, it's more like a tactical shooter, you can probably say. It's definitely a strategy type game. Um, but yeah, it's something that's definitely a good game to play. This one actually did kind of get it at GameStop because it was at a discount for brand new. And actually nowadays you can actually see this game uh, at a good discount. Every once in a while, it seems to get pretty discounted frequently. But then again, you just kind of have to find it at the right time. But yeah, it's a very good game. I never tried the multiplayer aspect. However, if you have this, even as a single player, definitely do get this when it's on sale. Because it does have a good amount of hours into it, and just the combination of both Mario and Rabbids. It may sound crazy, but like what everyone says, it definitely does surprise you when you play it. But yeah, that's Rayman. I mean, that's Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Now the next one, what is this? Okay, I know what this one is. Actually, this one's actually a good one. Excuse me. I'm sorry, it's because my throat gets a little bit dry um, when I talk too much without taking a break. Um, so another game that I got, and this was actually, and I remember this one specifically. Excuse me. This was actually during the Black Friday of last year, which was Pokémon Tournament Deluxe. Well, this is actually one of the games. I actually got two during that time, which actually I'll show right now. But this was one of them. And and the reason why I kind of got it during that time was because the game kind of interested me in a bit. However, for $60 and for it being kind of like a game that um I wasn't too familiar with, it really wasn't my top priority. So I didn't get this one until when I found that it was on sale during Black Friday. So of last year. So I believe it was since it was Black Friday, I can probably say I think it was like $40, no, or 35 each, if I'm not mistaken. Which honestly that was a steal. I mean, you're basically paying if you get two of those of the price range. You're pretty much getting it for two for one almost. Well, maybe like $10, $12 more higher, but still. Um, but regardless, I got this during Black Friday since I felt, you know what, it's perfect time since it was on sale. And I was interested in this game. Now, in general, I'm not a huge, I don't know Pokemon too much that well. However, I do know like the basics, like I know what, how it works. I know the famous ones, obviously, like Pikachu, Charizard, Squirtle, Meowth, those I guess from the very original generation of Pokemon. Um, but yeah, I mean, this one I kind of got because it was interesting. Definitely is a good one, I'll admit. Um, it definitely it is kind of like a I guess a Smash Brothers type of Pokemon. However, since I kind of got this on Black Friday and not if I'm not wrong, I think the price is back to regular price and yeah, that I kind of don't recommend for this price anymore now that Smash Brothers is out. However, if you're a huge Pokemon fan, totally get it. It's understandable. It does have a good adventure mode and several different kind of modes to, keep you busy. But again, I mean, you know, if you're just like a casual player and just want to see how it experiences, I would suggest probably wait for a sale. Who knows? Maybe this year on Black Friday they'll have it on sale again. But yeah, I definitely do. I do. It's definitely a good pick me up. if you're interested in Pokemon and want to check it out. Now the next one is, oh, okay. This next one is actually the second game that I got the same day as I got the Switch. Which again was my birthday at the time. Um, and I was actually, let me see, the stream's coming a bit late. Oh, sorry, I'm seeing like an error. Huh, that's interesting. I'm not sure why it's saying that. Um, okay, hopefully it's still going well. Um, in fact, let me double check everyone because it's because I don't want to actually stream without it causing any issues. Give me 1 second, please. It's because again, it's because I don't want to. I'm actually surprised I'm seeing it. Hopefully, this isn't a major issue I'm not seeing. And unfortunately, since for me having one monitor, I'm actually surprised I'm seeing it. Hopefully, this isn't talks about it. A major issue I'm not seeing. Let me see. And unfortunately, since for me having one monitor, I'm actually surprised I'm seeing it. So far, talks about it. Hopefully, I'm live. Yeah, I don't see any. Who knows? Maybe this year on Black Friday they'll have it on
That's
sale
interesting.
again.
Yeah, I don't see any issues with the
But yeah, I
stream.
definitely
And again, I
do.
apologize for taking that
I
quick
do.
break.
That's
Interesting.
again.
It's just
Yeah,
again,
I don't
I
see
rather
no
when
yeah,
I
I
get that.
definitely
Okay, again,
do.
I apologize for taking that
I
quick
do.
break.
For some reason, I don't know why.
That's interesting. It's
Again,
just
yeah, I
again,
don't
I
see.
rather issues with the
But
stream.
yeah, but anyway, so yeah, that's something that I found out. I say got a like, so thank you for the like, whoever did like it. But anyway, um, yeah, so yeah, I do apologize. It's just I want to make sure that the stream is working correctly, and since I don't get like any alerts for that, that's why I was like, huh. And I was just checking the preview page of the stream. I was like, let me double check, and it says, yeah, there was several warnings shown. Which again, I'm not sure why that happened. But anyway, going back to the stream. Sorry for that interruption. Yeah, so this other game is one that I actually got when the first day I got the Switch, and since I'm a huge fan of Mario, well, obviously it kind of gives a dedicate. I had to get Super Mario Odyssey. Now, I think this was one of the reasons why I got the Switch in general was because of this game last year, and when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is definitely amazing. Um, and I definitely did had to try it out. So this was one of the first. This was one of the two games I got the first day I got the Switch. And I don't regret it. Honestly, it definitely is a good game. It took me, I'm not gonna lie, I think it took me like almost a month to even beat this. That's because at the time I only had those two games, which was again Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and then this one. It took me almost a month to actually beat this game. And even till then, I still have not even collected all the Power Moons. Um, but still, this was actually and again, this is the one of the few ones I actually did beat. Not 100%, but I did beat the main story mode. But this is actually one that I do enjoy the most. One of my number one favorites, you can probably say. Um, but yeah, definitely one a good pick me up. So I do definitely recommend it for those who have not for some reason picked it up. Because yeah, again, this is actually one of my good favorites. But yeah, Super Mario Odyssey was the second one I got, which actually I know they sold a box edition like the Splatoon and Zelda, which I probably will trade it in so I can get that box physical copy. Because I know I know it's kind of pointless, but I do kind of like the collector's editions where they kind of sell like I mean, where they give like additional bonuses for the same price. Um, so I mean, yeah, I mean, I'll probably do that, get the box edition as well, even though it's just like a little booklet. I mean, for me, being as a collector, I do love those little things. So I may trade this, well, not trade it, but um, I may replace this for the box edition. But yeah, I'll definitely keep up to date on that when I show that on my social media. But yeah, Super Mario Odyssey, definitely a good game. One of my very first Nintendo Switch games, coming back into Nintendo gaming, for example, and highly recommend it. Definitely highly recommend it for being one of my favorites. Oh boy, now this next one, it's actually going to be a bit complicated to explain. Well, not complicated, but it actually is one that I got. When did I get this? I know I got this year. I think it was during the spring of this year. Um, and I believe, and do believe me, guys. There's up to a certain point where I kind of got the games until they kind of started releasing. Which actually, if I'm not mistaken, I believe for my next stack, it's not until the next stack. All these games up to a point, these were past release even before I got the Switch. These are kind of like just like catch up games for me to catch up until the games were kind of the new games were released back in the time when I got the Switch. Um, Another game I actually got, which actually I shouldn't really show that case. I actually kind of got, and excuse me for 1 second, it's because it's a huge one. Um, it's one of my first collector's editions, I think you can probably say. Um, that is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And yeah, this box is actually huge. This was actually my first collector's edition of a game, which when I got this, I was like, wow, this is actually huge. This was even bigger than I expected. In fact, this is so huge that it did not even fit in my normal shelf where I keep the Switch games. Um, in fact, side note, at this point, I'm gonna have to build like a second shelf, which probably like where the Labo stuff, well, the case for the Labo and all that stuff is where I put the shelf to kind of put these stuff in because a lot of like this big stuff, they're kind of like in storage boxes underneath my desk and bed. Which obviously for me, I really don't like having them underneath there. I do kind of like having it being displayed. But anyway, yeah, I got this. Around the springtime of this year. Um, I'm not sure for what reason. I guess because I believe I heard some people talking about this game, and again, when I hear people talking about this game, I do look at it personally to see if it's something of my interest. And do believe me, a lot of these games, like for example, Splatoon, Pokemon Tournament, ARMS, those are all new game franchises that I was not even aware of until I guess you could say researched or heard about it. Um, However, when something interests me, I do tend to give it a chance. And Xenoblade Chronicles was one that did catch my eye. Um, and again, I'm not sure if I did get this during the springtime or early winter of this year. But I'm not sure about that. Um, don't take my word for it on when exactly I got this, but I did get it, and I know it may sound funny, but I have not even beaten the first chapter of this game. Um, which again, funny, I know, but actually during this, when I got this, that's when Switch games were coming out crazy. So yeah, at that point, I was already having trouble to kind of beat, having trouble to even keep track, especially still with school going on. Yeah, I was not able to even finish the first chapter of it. However, from what I've seen videos of and gameplay videos on, and from what I've experienced so far in the first chapter, it is a good game, so definitely do check that out. Um, I definitely do recommend it. I know some people, well, yeah, I know some people say that they don't really like the second one, which I can understand. Well, I mean, I really can't say I can relate because I haven't even played the first one or the one they released on the 3DS or Wii U, if I'm not mistaken. However, I mean, of course, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. So, I mean, I'm not gonna, say, you're wrong or you're right, you know. But yeah, so I definitely do recommend that one. Um, Now, actually, surprisingly, since I got the collector's edition of that one, um, I kind of don't like opening those. Well, not opening, but I don't like messing around with those. So, in order for me to kind of like keep like within my reach of my collection, since I don't have it displayed, um, I had to get like the original case, and this original case I did actually buy it separate. So that way I didn't have to like go underneath my desk to kind of get the box out and get put it under there and all that, hassle. So I did buy the original case along with it. which actually wasn't that bad of a deal. I think it was like $5. You could buy it if you need, which by the way, if you need replacement cases, buy them off on eBay. You can find them pretty cheap and pretty much like brand new condition. So yeah, I do have the game here, which actually, I mean, I'll show you this because for actual, I guess, purposeful reasons. I do have the game cartridge right there. And I don't like to fully open the case, which again, I know it's picky. Do forgive me on that, but just shows how protective I am on my stuff. But yeah, the game is in here, as you saw real quick. Um, but yeah, I do have the original case for that. Um, so yeah, I do see that. I see two people are watching. Pretty good. Hello everyone. For those who are watching, hopefully you all are enjoying the stream so far. Um, I'm sorry, I'm checking something real quick. Hopefully you all are having a good day, by the way. Whoever's watching the stream. Um, but anyway, yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, definitely a good game. Recommended, even though I've not personally done much on this game, but I have heard so many good things about it, and from what I've experienced personally, it's definitely a good game. So that's a good one. So I have two more games from another stack. Now, this one is actually pretty interesting, and the reason why I say that is, in fact, give me 1 second, please. I'm sorry again, everyone. It's just my mouth gets dry when I talk like so much frequently. So I do need a water break, you know. Um, anyway, as I was saying, yeah. So this next game is pretty interesting because, and here's the thing, and I'm not really much into like mature rated games or like I'll even admit that many teen related games, honestly. I'm more of a family friendly type of gamer stream. And the reason, and I don't really have a reason for that. It's just because, I guess, because I'm just not interested in that violence. Like, as you'll see in my PlayStation live stream, I'm really not into mature or teen-rated games either on there over there. I mean, again, like for example, those games out there, those like Call of Duty or what's another good one that I know people, I know like a lot of PlayStation even people enjoy. Um, I said Call of Duty. What's another good one? I can't even remember another good one. Um, Grand Theft Auto. That's another one that I know people do enjoy. I personally, however, do not enjoy those kind of games. Uh, unless it's like an extreme exception where it does catch my eye. Um, because again, I'm more of a family oriented, like family friendly type of gamer. Um, I guess that's why I like Nintendo a lot more than PlayStation because Nintendo seems to have a little bit more of the family friendly related kind of gaming. Not saying Nintendo is just for kids, not at all. I'm just saying it's not like it's more like anyone can play the type of games, you know. Because it's something everyone enjoys, you know. Everyone enjoys Mario, everyone enjoys Zelda, and you know they go above and beyond without having to do so much violence or anything that kind of related stuff. But anyway, uh, my main reason behind that backstory was because um, this next game that I'm about to show is actually a mature rated game, and that game is Bayonetta. Um, Now, honestly, what was the reason why I got into it? Um, Honestly, I do not know. If I am not mistaken, I believe no, because I believe the game because I did see the Game Awards last year, but I'm not even sure if the Game Awards actually introduced Bayonetta. Um, I don't think that. No, no, I think it was the Game Awards of 2017 of that. But anyway, yeah, I got this around the winter of this year. And it's because I heard so many good things about that, and I guess because since I watched people recommending this game, and some people even recommended it to me to try it out. I figured, you know what? Why not? I know it's out of my, I guess you could say, comfort zone, in terms of like gameplay, since it is a mature rated game. But you know what? I figured, you know what? Let me give it a try. And honestly, I don't regret it. I actually do enjoy it very much. The first game, well, actually, in general, I kind of I do enjoy the combat and the gameplay. That's what kind of keeps me engaging. Um, with the whole thing in general. Um, but as far as like how the story goes, I'm not even sure. I did kind of get confused in the story, especially the first part of the game, or the first game. However, again, what kept me going was like the combat, the gameplay, and like the style of how it was. So I definitely did enjoy that. But again, definitely Bayonetta is something that I do recommend. If you're interested in kind of like a, I guess you could say adult, like more mature rated game. But if you're interested in trying something new, definitely try Bayonetta. Again, this was definitely out of my comfort zone, but when I tried this out, I didn't regret it. So definitely recommend it if anyone is interested in it. So yeah, that's Bayonetta for you. Do, 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 do. I'm trying to keep everything in order, like I told myself to kind of keep. Uh, oh wait, whoops. Okay, no, I think I did those wrong. Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep everything in order, like I mentioned, like I was trying to. Um, okay. So the next game, how long have I been streaming? Wow, an hour. Okay, hopefully I can actually quickly finish this up. It's gonna take me a little bit long. I guess that's why these people do like the collections, like in a video, and like they don't like talk as much because of that reason. But anyway, this next game actually did get on a Black Friday, on the same Black Friday sale of last year, which was yeah, $35, and that was Donkey Kong Tr Country Tropical Freeze. Um, and actually, this one was also one that I was interested in, but again, not my main priority in terms of that. But honestly, I do enjoy it. What can I say? It's Donkey Kong. The last one I played was, what was the last one? You know what? Actually, now that I think about it, I think the last one I played was from the Game Boy Advanced, um, which is called, I think, Donkey Kong Country 2, or Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong Country 2, or something along those lines. I actually can't even remember. I apologize for not knowing the actual terminology on that. Um, but yeah, this one was actually I got this, and I actually did play it. I haven't finished it also again, but it really is a definitely a good game for the Switch. I mean, again, for $35, it was actually a good steal. Even though this was a port of the Wii U, for $35, hey, not bad. Which I think even the Pokken Tournament Deluxe was also a port. But again, for the sell, it's a pretty good pickup if you find it on the deal. In fact, if those actually, I guess a side note, since I'm kind of done with the Black Friday series, if there's a good Black Friday sale out there this coming November, definitely do order the games while you can, because I mean, yeah, like these kind of games, they'll steal if you can get them that cheap. But yeah, this is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Um, was a good game. And honestly, I do recommend it for those who are interested in who are fans of Donkey Kong in general. Um, Hopefully, I got everything in order. Okay, so from here on out, these games I got are actually now are recent ones. And what I mean by recent ones is that I got them when they were actually released. For example, last E3, which was last year in 2018. That was my first ever E3 that I watched in general, because again, since I wasn't a gamer back in 2017 or 20, well, even before then, I didn't know about E3. I didn't know about, the gaming community, things like that. So that's when I actually found out that those E3 related events that talked about new games, new experiences, and all that stuff. So yeah, I was like, wow, I really should check it out. So when I saw it, I saw like so many games. I was like, oh my gosh, they all look so good. Hopefully, I can get them, and and I mean surprisingly, I've been able to keep up to date with the new releases as they release. But anyway, so yeah, so from here on out, the games that I show, more than likely they all and I'm trying to go through them real quick. They all games that I did pick up um uh at the day that they were released, unless otherwise specified, unless I say either way. But most of them they are kind of new releases. So the first one was Mario Tennis Aces. Now this one is actually a good one. I mean, this was actually the very first one that again was a recent one that I picked up. That was a newly released game. Um, and it was actually my first ever Mario Tennis game. Um, and honestly, actually, I do enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I did beat the story mode, which actually, ironically, I would shoot what they, because I believe some people did say that the story mode for this game was a bit on the short side, and I do kind of have to agree with that. I did kind of beat it, not even within a week, honestly, and that's because I didn't even play like too much. I didn't play too much of that time frame. Um, so yeah, I did kind of beat it like within a couple of days to a week at most. But I mean, it still was a pretty fun adventure mode type of game. I really did enjoy it. Now as far as the multiplayer aspect, I mean, hey, it's Mario Tennis. I personally never played a Mario Tennis game before, so when I tried this out, I actually liked it. I enjoyed it. I haven't played recently because again, with so many games out and since all there is just like online multiplayer, um, I haven't really played that much, but I heard that they expanded it a lot as far as like features, a little bit with updates in terms of like characters and all that. So I mean, it's pretty good that they kept this up to date in terms of gameplay. So yeah, definitely a good pick me up. Is it still worth 60? I mean the original price. Um, if you do like Mario Tennis a lot, I guess I can see why. Just don't expect too much on the story mode. Just just expect to play mo a lot mostly on multiplayer online. However, yeah, if you are interested in it, just do have that, keep that in mind. But anyway, yeah, so that's Mario Tennis Aces. The next one, now actually, okay, yeah, the next one is actually another one I picked up brand new. So the next one is actually another port from the Wii U. However, this one was actually a little bit on the on the discount side, which is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. And honestly, I mean, there's not much to say. It's a puzzle type of style game. Um, yeah, I did get this when it was released originally for the Switch. I didn't know it was released on the 3DS. But obviously I got the Switch version. Um, and it's pretty good. Honestly, I don't have no complaints at all. If you're a fan of the game, if you're a fan of like puzzle style related games, definitely get this one. I know y'all probably can't see it, but just to pretty briefly show the cover art back there. Yeah, if y'all are interested in this type of game, definitely do get it. I recommended it, especially because it's not even the price of a regular Switch game. So yeah, if you want a good time waster, definitely do get it. I haven't finished this game either, but I think I was like halfway through it. Um, but yeah, I definitely do think that this is a good one to pick up. So yeah, and but yeah, so that was Captain Toad Treasure Tractor. Now this next one, yeah, that's actually okay. These next two I did not pick up when they were released. Um, excuse me again, everyone. Excuse me. Um, Right, and actually, I'm trying to like go fast because I don't want to keep this too long. Since it's already been an hour. Um, so I may have to move along with this. A little bit more quicker. Okay, Overcooked 2. I did not get this when it was originally released. I actually got it the same day I got as Overcooked, the original one. However, I do recommend it. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Surprisingly, I have not actually played this one at all yet. Because I had not even finished the original one. Which I know it's kind of silly for me to have bought this, even though I have not finished the original. But honestly, if I figured, okay, if I'm getting the first one, why not get the second one? Um, at the same time. So that's what I did. But I'm pretty sure it's a lot better than this one. It's a lot better than the first one. I did buy, and again, I know it's a little bit weird. I did also get the DLC that was released, or that was announced a couple of months ago, I believe, during the summer. So yeah, in fact, I do believe they made a new update of they did just release another DLC pack recently. So yeah, Overcooked 2, have not actually played it yet. But if you played the first one, or if you just want to skip the first one and go to the second one, definitely do get this. I do think it's a good one. Um, since I'm pretty sure it's better than the first one, and you'll probably enjoy it if you love cookie games, like again the reference to cooking Dinner Dash type of related games. So yeah, definitely do check that out if you're interested in it. Now another one oh dear, let me see. Um, Sorry guys, just give me 1 second. It's because again the stream kind of ended it as I mean I may have to end the stream as I say, because yeah, I just have too much Nintendo stuff. Um, Excuse me, I'm sorry guys, hold on, just give me 1 second. It's because again, I wasn't expecting for this thing to kind of last that long, and I kind of did have a not a cutoff time. Um, I didn't I don't have a cutoff time. Um, it's just that I wasn't expecting it to kind of last this long because I am kind of like explaining the games as I go a little bit more specifically than I'm supposed to. Um, However, yeah, so let me go ahead and finish off with these three other Switch games, and then I may have to call it a stream because believe me, I have just gone through half of my Nintendo collection. Um, And yeah, since I don't just want to like name the games and then just like go on, I do want to explain at least briefly in general to y'all how I feel about the game. Since again I haven't since I really I mean I can do reviews for each game, but to kind of have to go back and like do like an actual specific review in general, it's gonna be kind of a little bit more tedious for me to do that as new games come out, and like I'll have to probably review those as well. But anyway, so yeah, so let me go ahead and finish off these last three games, and we'll have to call it a stream. And we'll have to do a part two for the Nintendo side of my collection. Which again, I guess I kind of did a good choice. I didn't combine Nintendo and PlayStation because um of that combination. I mean of that extensive Nintendo collection theme. But anyway, let's get through these last three games real quick for this first part, and then from the second part, I will catch up for that. But anyway, so the next game I actually didn't get as well when it was originally released, which is Rocket League. It's called the Ultimate Edition. Um, Now I know this one. It's not. It wasn't originally released. Yeah, it wasn't a released. Oh, and then my package was also delivered. Um, oh dear, I'm running out of time here. Anyway, yeah. So Rocket League was actually I didn't get this originally when it was released. However, I will admit though that that the reason why I got this was because I'm not well. First of all, I'm not a fan of sports. First of all, well, I mean like in real life sports because well, first of all, I can't even play real life sports because of my visual impairment. Which if y'all didn't know, I do have one. Do check out my first live stream if you're interested in learning more about my disability. Um, but anyway, yeah. So that's why I kind of enjoy like these type of sports games and like driving games like Nintendo or I guess games that interest me related. But yeah, so the reason why I kind of got this one was because I actually got what I gave one as a gift to one of my nephews. Not for the Switch, but for the PlayStation, since they were barely getting a PlayStation for the birthday. No, no, for Christmas last year. Um, so when I got that for them, I was like, huh, this is an interesting game. I mean, sure, it's a little bit take on soccer, but you know what? I'll try it out. So I mean, I got this one, I believe, I would say around the Christmas time as well, if not maybe around the early this year. Um, but yeah, actually I do enjoy it. It's a very good game that's on the go. Now again, I do kind of understand that there's like microtransactions and it don't if I am wrong, I do believe those are microtransactions, but personally, I don't even pay attention to that. The only ones I do pay attention to is like the DLCs. Like the official DLCs, like when they have like an actual update of a pack or something like that. That's when I pay attention to that's when I pay attention to that kind of um you know pay when I pay extra for that. But regardless, it's a good game. Um, I do think I do got a good choice for getting on Switch instead of PlayStation. I think this is kind of like a PlayStation, I mean a Switch type of game that would be good. So yeah, I don't regret it. And for the price, it pretty was actually decent. So I mean, hey, if you're into like sports or soccer or even I guess driving crazy in general, definitely do get this one as I do enjoy it. So yeah, that is Rocket League. And then okay, this one is actually another one that I didn't get when it was released. Which I hope I'm still going in the right order as when they released. If I'm not, I apologize for that. I do try to keep everything in order, but at least for my Nintendo collection for the Switch. But anyway, so with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, obviously y'all know that there is a DLC slash separate game that's kind of like a prequel to the Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Well, for me, I know that again there was a digital DLC, but for me, again, I do have to have the physical edition. So I did get Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna, the Golden Country. Now, this one I did get, well, in fact, I take that back. Actually, I did get it when I actually bought the Xenoblade Chronicles game. Um, so that was actually pretty, which again, that's kind of funny, I know, but it's because when I get something, I figure, why not just get both at the same time? Eventually, I will get to it. Um, but yeah, I got both at the same time. Now, like Overcooked 2, I have not played this one at all. Now I have heard some people say that this one is actually better than Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which will I agree? I can't say for certain yet. However, I mean, I will take that as, as a tip, as maybe it is a little bit better than the second one. Um, However, again, I have not played this game. I've just like downloaded it and maybe like recently like just go overview of that thing of the game itself. So however, if you're interested in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, definitely do get it. I personally do recommend it for me playing the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 original one. But yeah, if you're interested for more Xenoblade, definitely get this out. And actually, with the first Xenoblade Chronicles definitive edition coming out next year, that's another one to look forward to. So definitely check that out. Okay, so back to the games. Well, I actually got them when they were released. Um, this one was actually another one from E3 of last year that I got, which was Super Mario Party. And also, this will actually be the last one I talk about for today because yeah, it's already well, it's like gonna be 1 hour and 20 minutes, almost an hour and a half of streaming. Okay, so yeah, so to go over real quick, yeah, Super Mario Party. Um, I got it when it was announced. Now, I have played some Mario Party games in the past. However, the last one I did play was probably Super Mario Party. Oh no, no, sorry, not Mario Party DS. Now I know some people kind of feel like the Mario Party games are kind of like repetitive in some way. However, for me personally, I personally just I like them in general. I really don't mind if they kind of repetitive in the mini games. Now I know like a Mario Party 10 and Mario Party 9, if I'm not mistaken, those were really I've heard people complain about those. Well, not complain, but share like the opinions that they weren't that good because of the car traveling in the board settings, some of that. Which again, I personally have never played, but for that reason, I guess that's a good thing I skipped them. But yeah, so Super Mario Party is the recent one that I've played, which I mean that's the newest one for the Switch. I will say I actually kind of enjoy it. I mean, it's a single player board. The mini games are pretty fun. It does enable like the Switch's HD Rumble and the IR camera and all that stuff. So I think it's pretty good. I do enjoy it a lot. So yeah, so that definitely is it's a good game. If you're interested in Mario Party for the Switch, definitely do get it. The only negative downside is that yeah, you can't play with your friends online in the actual Mario Party mode, and the boards are kind of small and limited to only 4 boards. However, I mean, yeah, it's still a good game. I'll admit it's still I think it's a pretty good one to at least play Mario Party on. And hopefully along the long run, they add some DLC, which I know it's kind of long overdue. Will it come? Mm, I'm kind of like but if it does, it'll be a good surprise. So yeah, that's Super Mario Party for the Nintendo Switch. I mean, for the Switch. Trying to be too official over here. Um, but okay, everyone, I do believe that is about it for the stream. Again, I went way overboard than what I was supposed to do in time. And that's because I'm not, well, I guess I could say I'm like halfway done with my Nintendo theme stuff. But again, the Switch is not my only console that I have. If you've checked out my social media, you'll know what I'm talking about, but I will not say what the other console I have of Nintendo is. Um, However, if you are interested in checking it out, definitely do. Um, uh, check out this. I will do a second part to the stream um, to kind of continue this collection. At least I kind of got like the accessories out of the way, and at least most of like the games out of the way. I just still have kind of like the ones that were released since last year up until this point in time. And who knows, maybe I'll do it after next week. But anyway, oh, wait, but then again, which actually a quick announcement. Though I will probably not have any live stream next week, because it's going to be a busy week for me in terms of school since I'll have my first exams next week. And then um, secondly, uh, I hear I know Zelda Link's Awakening and even the Untitled Goose Game is out. I'm not even sure if I've actually mentioned this in the beginning of the stream, but if I have, apologize, I'm repeating myself. But yeah, that definitely is something that I'm going to be talking about next time. Um, but again, since I'm going to be busy next week, I probably won't do any streams next week. I will definitely do keep up to date on my social media though. Links are in the description. Because I will at least post some updates and talk about stuff as I go along for school and gaming stuff. But yeah. Do please keep a lookout on my social media. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel. If you enjoyed it and I had some fun checking out my collection, I will do a part two to this. Don't worry. But yeah, definitely do keep out next time for the second part. And in general, I hope you all had a fun time. I sure did have some fun telling you all my Nintendo experience so far. But again, if you enjoyed it, please do leave a like and um, I guess to leave a question for you all is what is your favorite Nintendo Switch game so far? Um, don't worry about games that are coming in the future since they haven't released, but what is your favorite Nintendo Switch game so far? Leave a comment down below, and as always, I will see you all next time when I do a live stream. Hope you all have a good day, and also happy National Video Game Day. Bye, guys.